Welcome to this episode of YouTube, where we've entitled it Celebrating Winter, and that is what's going on here. We start with a clip of the wolves actively kind of engaging in one of those chase scenes that have been going on throughout the winter season. And this time it's a focus of Grayson. It isn't always a focus of Grayson, but as we've talked about since the introduction, he is the more timid of the two pups. And you see Aiden, though, coming across the back of the pump housing there with a T2 tail kind of straight back. He definitely keeps an eye on things when they get a little bit too rambunctious and deals with it. It's really Denali that seems to be the force of pushing and causing some of that anxiety for Grayson. So, well, one of the things that we do is always provide cover hay here in the winter. Sometimes it's a good way to keep the wolves where we want them to be. So if we put cover hay in the front of the exhibit, that means they'll usually rest there, especially if there's direct sunlight. And obviously wolves don't necessarily need cover hay. They've got a dense undercoat and long guard hairs that protect them. But one of our philosophies in management has always been try to do the best that we can to make sure that they're as comfortable as they can. And one thing that wild wolves don't have is a lot of compacted snow. They're typically in fresh snow, powder snow that has maybe some insulating value, where in captivity the snow gets so compacted from all of the chasing and running that it loses its insulating value. And especially for Aiden, who is 8 going on 9, we definitely want him to have that comfort. The other thing that it does, like I said, is it gives places for wolves to rest, and while they're resting, they're associating with one another. We always knew pups would associate with each other. Here's Axel marking our cover hay while Grayson's laying in there investigating and trying to pull out who knows what's in the cover hay. But we also see opportunities for between the litters to be able to rest together. So that's Aiden with Axel coming behind him, and having that cover hay available, even if they've just been chasing and just been running around, they choose to bed next to each other in that cover hay. So not only is it a way for us to manage make sure that they're comfortable, to make sure that we're not losing a lot of extra body heat, but we're also helping with that kind of cohesive pack behavior and giving them a comfortable resting spot. So Axel is actually touching Aiden there, and like I said, the interactions are equally as important as far as where they rest and who they rest with, as much as who they chase with. So those are some things that we're watching. Like I said, Denali seems to be kind of the instigator of a lot of this chase and excitement. He is going on 9, and you can see him walking here. You can see a little bit of that old age kind of not as nice conformation as a younger animal, but it's still very active and still very capable of chasing and running. So, like I said, not really certain why, but he seems to be the one that triggers a lot of that excitement, and that excitement that gets a little bit too intimidating because he is so much larger than the pups. But it's not an ongoing thing, and like I said, every exhibit has certain times of the day, certain things that stimulate